Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be understanding another super important concept inside function called variable scope in function. So inside variable scope, we have two concepts to understand. One is like global variables and another one is like local variables. Because as a beginner, I know you will be having lots of doubt related this particular global variables and local variables. Actually, you won't be able to identify which one is the global variable and which one is the local variable. So no need to worry, I will clarify your doubt. So here I kept actually 3 examples. So I hope this 3 example is enough to clear your doubt. Okay, and I will teach you this particular concept, this variable scope concept. And here we'll try to understand this global and local variable. So here you can see here I have written one program. So I think to explain this particular program, I will copy this and I will go to the Python tutor website and there I'm going to execute. So here is my Python tutor and I'm going to paste this particular code. And let me visualize this particular execution now. So guys, you can see my execution has started. Now if I click on next, so what will happen? First of all, it will create my main code block. Okay, you can see this is my main code block and which is also called as global frame. Okay, which is also called as global frame. Now you can see my code execution has came to this particular line number 4, and here I initialized one variable called x is equal to 5. Now if I click on the next, see in the global frame it will create one variable and the value is 5. Because so far my function hasn't called yet. Okay, my function hasn't called yet. So far actually my main code block is running. Okay, that's why everything is running on the global frame, right? Now if I click on the next again, now see my function call has started. Okay, now you can see it has created one function temporary block. This is the function temporary block, I think you know, right? Now 2 block would be created. One is like global frame, that means my main code block, and another is like function code block. Okay, function execution code block, and this is the temporary one. Okay, so this is the temporary one and this is the fixed one. Okay, after execution of your function, this particular block will delete it, but this particular block will remain same because this is the fixed one, this is the global one. Okay, now just try to see in the global block, you can see here I am having one variable called x. Okay, and value is 5. And in functional block, you can see in functional block I'm having one variable called y and the value is 5. Okay, why it's 5? Because you can see you are giving this particular x in this particular function and it is receiving, that's why this particular y is equal to 5. Got it? Now always try to remember what are the variable will come in the global frame. This is called your global variable. Okay, this is called your global variable. And what are the variable is coming in the functional block? Okay, temporary functional block, this is called local variable. And always remember, you can access global variable inside a function, but you can't access any kinds of local variable, okay, outside of the function. Okay, let me show you. Let's say here I am trying to print x. Now tell me, x is a local variable or it's a global variable? Just try to find x here. You can see x is not present inside this particular function. It is present outside of the function. That means x is a global variable. Okay, it's not a local variable. And what I told you, I can access global variable inside a function. Okay, now see, print x if I do. Okay, if I do print x, you will see that 5 would be printed because x is equal to 5. So I'm able to access this particular global variable inside a function. And if I want to perform any operation, let's say I want to perform the addition operation, okay, with this particular number, I can also do it. If I click on next, you'll see that x was 5. Now if I just add 1 with this particular 5, it will become 6. And this will return none because here I'm not using return statement. Now if I click on the next, your code execution will come here in this particular print. Now this particular print will print this particular x, and what is the x value? It is 5. Okay, 5 would be printed. That means your global variable will remain same. There is no change. Although you have performed an addition operation, okay, there won't be any kinds of change. So here what we are doing, we're only trying to access the global variable. Okay, we are only trying to access the global variable outside of the function. Okay, inside a function, actually I'm trying to access it. But I can't access actually local variable. Okay, I can't access local variable which is present inside this particular function. Let's say y. Why I can't access outside of this particular function? It is not possible. So let me show you some more example. I think this would be clear. So I will go back and I will copy the second example. Let's say this is my example. And I'll just try to edit. And I'll paste it here. Now guys, you can see again another program I'm running. If I click on next, first of all, your main code block would be created. That means global frame. And here you are trying to run one function called f. And your code execution will come here. That means you are initializing one variable called x is equal to 5. And this is the global variable because it's outside of the function. and x is equal to 5 has been created inside global frame. Now my function call will start. Now it will create one temporary block, that means functional block. Inside that, another variable I'm defining called y. Okay, and y value would be also 5 because you are passing this particular x inside this particular function. Okay, I hope this is clear. Again, inside this particular function, I'm writing x is equal to 1. Okay, x is equal to 1. Now tell me, if I just write x is equal to 1, so here what will happen? Will it become 5 or will it become 1? Just pause the video and let me know. So let me show you. So if I define this particular variable x is equal to 1, you can see it will create inside this particular functional block, not in the global block. Okay, not in the global block. So whatever variable is coming inside global block, this is my global variable. Whatever variable is coming inside functional block, this is my local variable. Always try to remember. Now you can see it is created in the functional block. That means it is not my global variable right now. It is my local variable. That means inside global variable, there won't be any kinds of change. Okay, now see, here I'm performing one addition operation. I'm just adding 1 with this particular x. Now it will become actually, initially it was 1. Now if I perform this addition operation, it will become 2. Okay, it will change inside this particular functional block. Now here I'm printing this particular x. Okay, here I'm printing this particular x. Now x is equal to 2. It has printed and it has written none because here I'm not using any kinds of return statement. Fine. Now my code will go in this particular print function again. Okay, and it will print this particular x. Okay, now you'll see that it will print this particular x and x is equal to 5 right now. Okay, because it is printing my global variable and global variable is x is equal to 5. There is no change inside this particular variable. So I hope this part is clear how this particular local variable and global variable is working here. Fine. Now let me show you another example. I'll copy this particular code snippet and let me visualize the execution. Now see, if I execute this program will break. It will throw me one error. Now see what I'm trying to do in this particular program. See, I have defined one function called age, and inside that what I'm doing, I'm just trying to change this particular global variable. You can see x is equal to and plus I'm doing the addition operation. That means whatever value I'm having with this particular value, I'm trying to add 1. Okay, now what is happening? First of all, it is creating one global frame, and we saw in global frame, this is the global variable x is equal to 5. Then my function is getting called. Okay, and you can see my local variable is y here. Okay, y here. Now here I'm trying to perform this particular operation x plus equal to 1. So what will happen? It will first of all try to see whether it is having any local variable or not. Okay, called x. Now I can see inside this particular function, I don't have any kinds of local variable x. So what it will do, it will go outside and it will look for whether I'm having global variable with this particular name or not. Yes, I'm having global variable, which is x here. Now it is trying to perform this particular change operation in this particular global variable. That's why it is throwing error, because you can't change anything inside global variable, okay, from a function. It's not possible. You can access them. Okay, you can access them, you can perform operation on top of that, but you can't change the actual value. Okay, it's not possible. Okay, Python will not give you this kinds of flexibility. Okay, you can't change any global variable. Okay, this is the idea. That means what is happening whenever you are defining any kinds of function, okay, and whenever you are defining any kinds of variable, first of all, it will try to see whether this particular variable is present inside local variable or not. If present, it will use that. Otherwise, it will use the actually global variable. That is the idea. I think the previous example I showed you, this one. So first of all, here it will check x is a global or local. You can see x is a local because here I have defined x is equal to 1. Although I'm having one x in the global, but again I'm initializing inside local. First of all, it will give the priority on the local variable. If local is not available, then it will give the priority on the global variable. Okay, but I can access the global variable, but I can't make any change inside global variable. That is the idea. Okay, that's why this particular code is breaking local variable x reference before the assignment. Okay, that means you can't change any kinds of global variable from a function. Okay, it's not possible. But let's say in some cases actually you need to change this particular variable. You need to change this particular global variable from a function. So for this, we can use one small concept called, we can just define this particular variable as a global. So there is a global keyword you can use, just write global x. So here I'm telling my function, I want to change actually element inside my global variable. Okay, I have given you the access. Now see, if I execute the program, now this particular program will work. Okay, now if I go next, you'll see that my global frame will be created. Now global variable will be also created. Now it will call my function. Now see, this is my local variable y. Now you can see this a change will be done. Okay, initially x was 5. Now it will become 6. Okay, you can see x will become 6. Now see, this particular 6 will change inside the global frame, not in the local frame. Okay, that means here I've given the complete permission. Okay, you can change any kinds of global variable object. Okay, Now see, if I click here, my code will execute it. Okay, my code will execute it. And if I print X also, it will become 6 right now because I have changed inside this particular global variable. But this is not a recommended way to use this particular global concept. But in some cases, if you need it, you can do like that. Python gives you this flexibility to perform, but they're not suggesting to do, because if you are defining something global and if you're defining something local, you have to only work with respect to that only. Okay, so you don't need to change anything global, okay, from a function itself. But if you need something, sometimes actually you can do it. Okay, so this is the very important concept I just wanted to let you know. I hope this is clear now, what is local variable and what is global variable. Always try to remember the variable you are defining inside a function, this is called local variable, and the variable you are defining outside of the function, okay, this is called global variable. And you can access actually global variable from a function, okay, but you can't access any kinds of local variable outside of a function. It's not possible. I hope this is clear. So with that, thank you so much for watching this particular video, and I will see you next time.